Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a speed build in Brindleton Bay because no, I have not gotten over my cats and dogs obsession yet. I had so many problems with this build because one, I wanted to limit myself to a smaller house because I feel like sometimes the size of the lot gets the better of me, and so I'll build a house to fill the lot and then have the worst time trying to furnish it and all that. And I already have a horrible time with roofs, which you'll see. Roofs? I don't know, but I have a horrible time with that and saying it, I guess. But I just lost my train of thought. I wanted it to be a smaller build. So I started off by building not a perfect box, but a base that fit in a 10 by 10 square area. So it would take up less space, and made kind of a little promise to myself that I wouldn't go much beyond that general area. And I do end up turning one of the corners into a hexagonal, I think, kind of like outcropping. But it doesn't go that much out. It's like a half block, square, whatever out. So I still think I managed to keep it small. And I was also looking at these plans for a small little beach bungalow. So I kind of base them a little bit off of that. It's a little changed. But this house ends up having 2 decently sized bedrooms, I think, a bathroom with a tub, because I really like that. I don't know if it's actually cloth or not, but that deep kind of scoop tub that came with cats and dogs. I really like that. Has a nice little porch, and I don't know, it's just kind of, a little breezy. I wanted it to be really beachy, and then I kind of lost it, and then you'll see towards the end, I get my beach mojo back, because I found the net decoration that came with cats and dogs. I was throwing that thing everywhere. Not really. It's only in 2 places, I promise. And all the ship's wheel decorations and the little lighthouse and all that kind of stuff. And this house, I didn't want it to be super modern, because if you've ever been in a beach house that's decorated to be beach themed, they kind of have that little, it's not country, it's beach but you know what I mean, where it kind of has that it's not modern, it doesn't have a bunch of metal fixtures and super white walls and stuff. The only room that ended up being super white was the bathroom, and just because, I don't know, there's just something about a white bathroom that I like. So kind of did that. The worst part for me with this lot was actually that there's a couple of these lots in Brindleton Bay where it has the road running by, but your sim can't actually walk out into the road because the road is raised. And so there's these trails between the lots, and then a little underpass walkway thing for them to get out onto the beach. And that's cool and all, love it. But I didn't know which way to make the house face because of it. I didn't know if the house should face the road that the sim can't walk onto, or if it should face the little trail that kind of leads over to another lot, or I don't know. So I kind of faced it, it's not a diagonal house, but kind of in the middle of those two, and then have the mailbox at an angle, so the paths kind of go in both directions from the house, from the back door and the front door, just to kind of justify the placement of it, because I honestly couldn't figure it out. It's really cool concept, having all these, when you're in a really beachy community and you can just kind of walk around everywhere. I love that. But it's just weird for choosing the direction your house is placed. I don't know. I also struggled with the windows because I thought I was being a little overkill with the cats and dogs windows. But I don't think there are any cats and dogs windows, which are beautiful because they're really open and airy windows without being those super modern, take up a whole wall, solid glass panels. But there isn't one that just takes up 2 wall sections. They're either 3 or 1. And so I had to play with them a lot to figure it out. And I also still don't know if once you're in the house, you go up the stairs to where the 2 bedrooms are, and there's a little hallway, and the hallway is actually, when you're on the outside of the house, the little outcropping. And the outcropping on the outside has these little windows, which I love from the outside, but I'm not sure how I feel about them from the inside, because they're just kind of high up, and it makes me feel like even in the second story of the house, you're in a basement. but I don't know. I think it's okay. I also really, really, really love the kitchen, because the kitchen was originally going to be kind of a, what do you call it? The little alleyway kitchen kind of thing, where it's just, you have cabinets and counters on one side and cabinets on counters on the other side, and it's just straight, boom, done, kitchen. But it kind of ended up being this square it's not completely enclosed in counters, but it's kind of suggested by the two corner opposing facing counter things. And I am a major fan. I don't know, just, I love it. And I also became mildly obsessed with, you'll see later in the video when I'm building, and putting in proper lights instead of just the disc lights that I use to light up the house while I'm building. I don't know, it's like a hanging light fixture, but it's kind of almost a plank with a bunch of lights on it facing up. I don't know. If you have cats and dogs, you've seen it. And if you're watching the video, obviously you're going to see it later. But I really like that, because there are two hanging pendant type lamps in the cats and dogs. And my favorite one that has the most oceany kind of marine theme is the longer one. And I didn't want to give this house super high ceilings, because I didn't think they looked as nice on the outside. I wanted it to look like a little house. So I couldn't use that one. And then the other one it's not the same, but it's a nice pendant and it's shorter. And so I used the shorter one in some places, and I used that bar fixture type thing in others. And the bar fixture, I don't know, there's just something nice. I feel like it's something you would actually look up and see in someone's home. Whereas, even though I love the pendant fixtures, I feel like I wouldn't see them in someone's actual beach house unless it was super, super, super heavily beach themed. But that might just be me. I have been scooping. I almost said trolling, trawling, like you do like people do through the ocean with nets to catch fish. And then I almost said trolling, and then I almost said scuba diving, and it turned into scooping. But I was doing none of those things. I guess trolling would work, but no. I've been searching through the gallery a lot, just looking at what people are doing with cats and dogs stuff. And I haven't seen a lot done with those light fixtures. I don't know. I also really, really wanted a big, beautiful mirror to put in this living room, and I don't have one. I don't know if it's just because I don't have all the stuff packs, and so I'm missing some valuable mirrors or what. But there are some mirrors that I have, because I have, in case you're wondering, I have all of the game packs and all the expansion packs, and I have the cool kitchen stuff pack. But other than that, I don't have a lot of the stuff packs. Basically all of them except for cool kitchen stuff. But anyway, point. The mirror, there was one mirror that I liked, that I could have used, but it was too small. And I wanted to upsize it, but in case anyone hasn't noticed, when you use your little bracket key to make mirrors bigger, and the same with windows, it just breaks it. Like you get the weird mirror circle or whatever shape reflection thing, and then the mirror frame just glitches out of the world. Not literally out of the world, but it's like up on the wall and you can't really do anything with it. So that was a sad day. Also, another thing I really love about this house is it only has, in the original house idea, there's one bedroom, or maybe there's two. There's one big bedroom, a small bedroom, and one bathroom. And I turned that into one bathroom and two moderately sized bedrooms. And because of that, it left, when I put the bathroom downstairs, because I didn't want it to be this massive bathroom, it didn't make sense to me to have a huge bathroom in this little house. It left this little kind of odd corridor thing. It's not a corridor, but it's a little room. And I played with the idea of thinking, oh, this could be like a sunroom. Because I know lots of beach houses have sunrooms where it's just like a bunch of windows and curtains and stuff, which is another thing that I'll get to in a second, because otherwise I'm going to forget what I'm talking about. So played with it being a sunroom. Wasn't the biggest fan, just because I didn't feel like this house needed a second seating area, especially not a small second seating area. And so I ended up turning it into kind of this little mini study with the bathroom door in it, because I wasn't going to put the bathroom door in the living room. But so there's a little desk in there, and I didn't want to put a super fancy computer, because I feel like these people, whoever ends up living in this house, are going to be spending a lot more time at the beach than on the computer. Because if I lived literally an underpass away from the beach, I would be at the beach all the time. I mean, I live like 2 blocks from the beach IRL, but it's different from being literally a minute from the sand. Like a minute walk, 15-minute walk, you know what I mean. But anyway, so I wasn't really focused on the electronics in this house. I gave them a bigger TV, but only because I wanted it to be wall mounted above the little chest thing I put in the living room. And then I gave them the computer just because it complemented the desk. But my second point was that after that, with the little sunroom became a little kind of office study type thing. I put a bookshelf in there and the little desk. Oh, okay. So I promise I know what I'm doing. I didn't put, I don't think, any curtains anywhere in this house. And that is because there's a purpose. I did play with a lot of the different curtains and I did like some of them. But I just felt like if you have a bunch of great views, you want to see them. So I didn't put any curtains anywhere at all. Not a curtain in sight. Just because I felt like if you're in the dining room, you're going to want to look out and see things while you're dining. Or if you're in your bedroom and you're on the second floor and you can see the beach from your bedroom, you're going to want to look at the beach. And these houses are kind of secluded. Like there's little paths, like I was talking about before. I was talking about how the lot's a little weird, that connect where the houses are. But I don't know. I don't feel like anyone's creeping on anybody in Brindleton Bay. Maybe that's a lie. I take it back. The vampires will find you. If you haven't been watching the 100 Rescue Challenge or Witch in the City, both Macy and, oh no. I don't know if you, another thing, we'll get back to my first point. Another thing, if you've been watching the 100 Rescue Challenge, I kept calling Macy the wrong name. I don't remember what I kept calling her. I might have called her Carly, which, no, I know what I called her. Carly is a sim of mine. She is the sim I've been using to play with the vet stuff, which I'm not doing in the 100 Rescue Challenge, but which I still wanted to explore. But I was calling Macy Cleo, who is my personal legacy sim, which we used her to try on the custom content that I downloaded during the CC shopping video. So if you want to know who Cleo is, check out that video. But main point, Vivian and Macy both were contacted and then visited by Mr. Vladislav Strahd the Fourth or whatever, and I'm not a fan because all it takes is, he texts you and is like, oh, what a lovely neck you have. And then he shows up at your door, and then either he or some other vampire will later come and break into your house, and there's nothing you can do about it, and they're going to suck your blood. The one good thing is, which also I don't know if it's a good thing, but it's mostly a good thing, that the vampires, they can break into your house and feed on you and stuff, but what they can't do is break into your house and turn you into a vampire against your will, which is kind of good because I feel like if they could, then all your Sims would end up being vampires. But at the same time, that would be a pretty cool mechanic, don't you think? For like, you're just a Sim bopping around in the world and then this malicious vampire comes and turns your world upside down because they turned you into a vampire. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I guess if you really wanted that storyline, you could just pretend that a vampire had come and turned you into a vampire and turned your world upside down. You're like, oh no, now I'm a vampire. Got to figure this stuff out. But I don't know. Different game mechanics. Actually, you know what? I'm sure there's a mod for that. There's a mod for so many things in The Sims. But yeah, Vladislav, he's coming for him. Another thing with this house is that I know I'm jumping around. I'm so sorry. I know. But I have so many things to say about this house and in general. And I'm really, really happy with how this house came out. I kind of, right before I finished it, I was like, I should probably do some more landscaping because I do this stuff. I put little kind of frond and flowery plants and those the hosa bushes around, which I like the hosa bushes, how they look, but the color kind of bothers me because I think they're meant to be these, I know what a hosa plant looks like, I think. if I'm thinking the correct plant, but they're these leafy things. They're not cactuses or succulents, which is what these ones look like. And that bothers me. And that's why I ended up shrinking them down and using them in the back of the house and not in any real main part. But yeah, so I did a little bit of landscaping. I put the tree in, and then I put a little bit in the front and a little bit in the back. But I didn't see this as like a huge garden type house or even a fountain type house, and especially not a pool type house. You have this kind of not river, but like a ocean outlet on the side of the lot, and then the beach is right there. Not that they can swim in the ocean, but I don't know, I didn't want the pool because this is a cute little kitschy kind of house. But anyway, the screenshots are rolling through. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You can find this house on the gallery. My origin ID is Veronica Good 6, linked below. Bye!